This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight my friends and I will be playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Moonchild. It was written by Paul Fricker, and it's part of the collection Nameless Horrors. It's available from Chaosium and Drive-Thru RPG. Our keeper of arcane lore is Mike McGinn, and this is episode 5. Our recap will be given by Kaylin McDowell as his character, Ray West. Before we begin, we do have a new patron. Robert Hafferman has pledged $3 a month. It's very generous, and we deeply appreciate the help. Thank you very much, Robert. So without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Kaylin?
Fuck. Come here, Bowser. Good boy. Oh, it's gonna be okay. I'm sorry, Greg. Bowser's sensitive. Let's go back to that private room until this blows over outside. He doesn't like it when people vacuum or knock on the door or shoot guns at each other. So, let's pause from the ritual stuff for a sec. Is that okay? You talking about all that brings me back. That's how David would talk all the time. He'd get so worked up for days. It would just be ritual materials and the stars aligning and finding more girls who will fuck us. I'm sure you remember. It was more innocent back then. There weren't children involved. We were just a bunch of dumbass college kids who wanted to ruin our lives and see if we were immortal. David was always delusional. It was obvious to anyone who talked to him, but if you could look beyond that, well, then I guess it was just evil in retrospect. But he could have easily kept me in his circle of control if he didn't lose his mind and push me away. Now he's just my old college roommate. Like I had nothing more in common with him than sharing a major. I was always in it for the magic. I didn't care about sex or fame or world domination. None of that shit that David cared about. I just wanted to, I don't know, fly around and shoot laser beams. Call me childish, I don't care. I watched too much Dragon Ball growing up, and real life was disappointing. Sorry, that matters because this whole time we've been arguing about any of this is real. From what I could pick up, John has always been a full-on believer, and I think Melinda is too. They both are into fortune-telling and take it very seriously. However, Alicia, Eric, and especially Maggie had grown out of their beliefs and had been very skeptical. The shit we've been through, though, now I'm pretty sure they all believe. So what I'm getting at, Greg, is that I've always wanted to believe my whole life. I've been tricked and fooled enough times to believe before, but now... All right, I can tell you're interested in what's going on, and I've been pretty quiet in the group. Perspective's a funny thing, right? So they'll all tell you their stories. All of this shit started when Sarah gathered us to talk. I'm still half convinced that she dosed our drinks with LSD or something. Now, we're at the end of the thread, and it seems we're being haunted by some kind of demon. We all have the scar on our hands. Specifically whatever the Moonchild is, that seems to have power. Sarah just told us that her son was it. Then Stacy told John and Melinda that her son was it. Sarah met Stacy before she got us together, and I have a hunch that Sarah was making that shit up to fool us from the start. We can't trust anything we see or hear. It seems like it has full control over our reality, and it's fucking with us. Stacy's dead. It's claiming it killed Alicia's husband. It claims to have given Eric stomach cancer. The whole reason we had you read this damn book is because to all of us, it's blank. We've all been experiencing hallucinations, spiritual presences talking to us. I think Maggie saw her mom die again. Eric and I went to confront Nathan about abusing Sarah's daughter, and we royally screwed that one up. My intention was to lay low and see if I could subtly get some information, but no. He walked right up, swept us into his office. Then he lost his mind and shot both of us. It hurt like hell, and I thought I was going to die. but he didn't shoot us. He acted like he did and ran away. Then I picked up the gun and it was a book. My bullet hole and blood disappeared. We got out of there with Nathan's bag. You listened to the tape with us. Well, what you couldn't hear because you don't have the mark was Stacy's kid, the Moonchild. Nathan and Mary are keeping them prisoner somewhere, making them read out of one of their magic books. The kid deserves better, regardless of who or what it is. We have to get him away so that it has a shot at a normal life, even now that his mom's dead. Shit's been weird, but still, all of this, I can't make myself buy it. I want to believe in magic and that there's greater forces in the world. I've always really wanted to believe, but I just can't. I'm going to take it seriously, and whatever's happening, it needs to stop. There's nothing magical about domestic violence or child abuse. It's just amusing to me that someone can want to believe something so much and be confronted with all this proof and still, well, I think I'm going to enjoy being the only skeptic for now. And it'll be nice to be proven wrong, so long as we can get all the kids safe. Sorry, I'm rambling like a fucking madman. It's good to see you, Greg. Thanks for listening. It's quieted down out there. Should we go check on the aftermath, or do you want to wrap up details on the ritual? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I think I might have found a few things, but I can't believe any of the shit's going on. Like, I it's weird, but after the things we did back then and those first few years outside of university, for some reason, it's not that hard to believe something was wrong. I looked at the book here. Yeah. Oh God, it's whatever it is. The cops have pulled up outside. Yeah, but before we get out there to them, yeah, I can see there's nothing. I've skimmed the book, so you know what? I could have missed something, but there's nothing in this whole book I can see about a moonchild or a moonchild ritual. It's just simply about summoning some kind of entity, some kind of servant. The caster proves their allegiance to this horned god and summons with the aid of their cult a servitor essentially. Yeah, see look at this page here. The summoning ritual, I think that's the night we're talking, that's the night we can't remember about in the forest. It should have brought about some kind of entity or servant to the horned god that would serve the master of the ritual to exert control over the participants and grant the master powers, but it's got stuff in it. It seems like if it's not done right, or if it's not completed, then the servant gets summoned, but without the master having the control over it. And
Hmm.
even further, that somehow it's the scars are binding to it, that it's the ritual master and the participants subject to the entity's whims instead.
Oh, I see.
It's something we brought into this world. We did this, Ray. Just below that,
Yeah.
it says it can influence each of our behavior in times of deep emotional duress. It can even strengthen that influence to full control. It's bound to us by and it talks about the scars being what binds us to it. That's why I haven't been experiencing what you have been experiencing, but it gets passed on to our offspring as well without scars.
Wow. Does it say anything about intention? Is it evil or chaotic? Can we communicate with it?
Greg gives you a look of clear despair at that when you mention is it evil, and everything about it is about controlling other people and getting them to submit their will to that of the masters. It's inexplicably evil just in its existence. This thing is what's been daunting, but you can have gone through. You guys you wouldn't have made it this far if you'd gone your whole lives. I mean, God, that was a long time ago. We're old now. We're in our 40s. We would have been like, I know I got out of it, unfortunately, through this. And he gestures to his missing arm, but surely you haven't dealt with these illusions and this thing this
No,
whole time.
no, it's been dormant for some reason. This is strange. Like I said, it was all when we met up with Sarah. That was the instigating thing, was us getting together.
Okay. Well,
Well, yeah, thank you, Greg. I mean, let me know if you keep finding anything, but let's see if in I I don't even know what was going on out there. Did somebody pull up in a truck?
yeah, something I can hear, and you can hear the cop sirens have turned off, and a few people kind of come in and go out of the restaurant now. Your coffees have been refilled, and things inside are slowly getting back to normal business. People are moving back from the back room to their tables. Um, Greg looks at you and says that, yeah, there is another ritual after that one. It says there is something to banish the entity, but it it still doesn't address the Moonchild, but it says to banish the servant. In doing so, foregoing the dark gifts it brings and erasing its baleful presence from this world. The original skull of the horn vessel must be anointed with the blood of each participant who lives and shares the mark of the horn god. Lastly, it must be burnt at the site of the original ritual until nothing but ash remains. Only then will the malevolent force dissipate and release the participants and their offspring from the pact. Is this could be your way out of this?
Yeah, yeah, that's a next step for sure. That's great. Yeah, we got to tell the others.
Okay. It looks like the coast is clear. Should we head out?
Yeah, what's going on out here?
Okay, and as they enter the door, we'll catch up briefly with all the others. Out in the parking lot, several cop cars have parked at different strategic points around Nathan's pickup truck. There is a car where John and sorry, not John, where Eric and Melinda. No, oh my gosh, sorry guys, one second. There is a car where Eric and Maggie have been separated from the group and put in the back seat as they were the last ones seen striking at Nathan before his collapse to the ground. It's not clear if charges are being laid or anything like that. The two of you have been kind of pulled just off to the side for now. Out the window of the car, you can see two of the cops and what looks like a detective talking with Melinda, who's kind of speaking to them and talking. You can see off to the side another cop sits beside John, who his body is kind of heaving on where he sits, kind of with his head in his hands over on the sidewalk nearby. Alicia stands over nearby with young Michael Barber, who looks confused and disturbed at the whole thing. Why don't we narrow in first on Ray and Maggie in the back of the cop car? The two of you have been carefully just led in by cops, and they just want to talk to more of the witnesses before circling back to you. It seems like they're uncertain what role you played in it, but for the moment, the two of you have the cop car to yourselves.
Did they like pat us down before?
Yeah, I think they would
Okay,
have.
so they probably took Nathan's gun off of me
Okay.
because I had it on me originally. I had the one from the library, at least I think I did.
I think Maggie's gonna fill Ray in on while they're alone in the car.
I think it's
Um,
Eric and Maggie.
Eric.
Oh yeah, Eric.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you and me.
That-
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
That's
I
my
thought
fault.
I was wondering why
slipped up.
like Ray was in there.
Yeah.
Because he's the last to come out.
Oh, did I still say Ray this time? Oh
You
gosh.
said it. You said it previously. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. So Eric, what do we say here? I have no idea. Obviously there's no body anymore.
I don't know if I don't know if the gun I had was a real gun. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was Nathan's. I didn't fire it, so my print's on it, but so must be Nathan's. It must trace back to him.
Yeah, well, oh, God.
I just don't
I,
know if John's gonna say he threw it in the dumpster because I thought he saw him throw it in the dumpster.
I think he threw the new gun that Nathan had in the
Well, it's
dumpster.
gonna go back to Nathan. We'll just say we picked it up off of him.
yeah,
It
yeah, I
took
think that's the best. Say you picked it up.
it.
I mean, that's the truth. That just you picked it up
I never
yesterday
fired
at
it.
the library, but they don't need to know that.
Yeah, well,
There's no body. They think we're crazy. You heard them. They were saying like, "What's going on here? Is this some kind of joke?" But
What if they're gonna see on the cameras?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone took on their cell phones, took videos or something. And
I,
oh God, what Alicia said about the mirrors, like how it might not be able to fool the mirror. Oh my God.
There must be a cameras around here. I'm kind of like peeking out the window, through the grating.
Well, we're
But
kind of
I don't know if
far
they
out in the
would pick
lot.
up anything.
Oh
have you
God.
completely forgotten about me? You hear the voice of a child sitting between you on the seat between you. And we'll cut at that point outside to Melinda, where one of the cops, a detective, is speaking to you. Detective Ethan Landon is, yeah, you mentioned you were part of the press. Could you tell me once more, just run me through again what happened here?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm the best witness. I heard all this noise. I was in the Waffle House and I came out, but I was trying to sneak up close and take it slow behind the cars because there was guns around. Um, uh, there's got to be lots of cameras, mobile phones. I probably know you. I probably know Ethan. By the way,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
must have seen me at various sort of accident.
Roll luck for me if you don't
Cases.
mind. We'll see. And yeah, I think I agree with you. But if you succeed on a luck check, I think we'll say that you guys have even like talked a bit and.
What's my luck? Let's find. Oh yes. Oh, that's successful.
Wonderful. Yeah.
57.
Yeah. And that, yeah, he outright said, "Oh, Melinda, yeah, good to have a reliable member of the press as an eyewitness." So you came out, you heard shooting, and that brought you out of the restaurant?
Yeah, exactly. And there was argument and stuff going on there around that pickup. But I could have sworn there was a guy who came out of the pickup, but it seems to be just a pile of clothes now. That's very strange. I don't know what's happened there.
Now,
Um,
if you don't mind me asking, the gentleman over there sitting on the ground, that's not the one who was shooting?
oh no, yeah, I know him. That's he's John Vinegar. He looks a bit shocked. I hope he's okay.
Hmm. Yeah, well, one of my deputies is speaking to him now, but yeah, if you don't mind, I might invite your friend over. And he motions to Alicia and Michael. Ma'am, can you collaborate any of this information? Is that we were called that there was an active shooter in the area, but there seems to be little sign of
He
trouble at the
seems
moment.
to seems to have gone there. I guess you should make sure that you get one of your guys is going around the other spectators because you know how it is. There'll be plenty of people recording that have recorded this just to see what they say. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's probably the best that I can that I can give. But I'll hang around here, and I'm not going to print anything, or I'm not until we know what's happened. Obviously, because this is rather a strange thing, and I don't want to just rumors of to get out. So I'm at your disposal, Ethan.
A few steps away, Michael whispers to Alicia, my dad was here. I saw him shoot himself.
No, it was an illusion. Um, we're under attack by some sort of demonic force. Um, it's very tricky. It's been showing us terrible things, trying to frighten us, which is what demons do. And you just hold tight and stay near us. We'll will protect you. Um,
You hear a ding from your pocket as you say that. It sounds like you've got a text message.
let's see, it says from Sarah, uh, this is Angelica. Okay, it's your daughter. My mom is acting really weird. She just took Sean and left without even taking her phone. I think she's going to Mary's house. She said something about Mary inviting her, but I can't see any message from Mary on her phone. This is so unfair. I am done with all the chaos. I am going to David's house. I think if I can convince him to leave with me, we can move somewhere new and start a new life together. Some weird. I wasn't aware that David and Alicia and Angelica were
Your thoughts take you back to that awkward family photo that you remember seeing back in Sarah's kitchen.
family. Yeah.
That enraged Sarah so much to see a look of attraction in the picture clearly passing between David and Angelica rather than David and Sarah.
Did David sleep with her daughter? Son of a bitch. All right, so we know where they're going. And we need to go too. Have the cops talked to us or?
Yeah, the cops have kind of done a little bit of prelim with each, and you know what? We'll flash over to John, where what's going through your mind right now, John, as you are sitting on the side of the road.
I'm freaked out, scared. I just want this all to be over. I just want to find a way to end this. I'm wasn't even paying attention to what happened to Eric, and I'm just sitting there. I'm got my hands on my head. I'm rocking back and forth. Yeah, I've had enough of this. This needs to end. I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my ears. I thought that he had a I thought that um what's his name? Nathan. I thought he had a gun pointed at me, and I thought it was a book because that's what Eric and Ray said. It was a book. It wasn't really a gun. And then he shoots the gun, and then people start running. I just don't. I can't even trust my own senses. I feel like I'm blind and deaf.
You see Ray is walking towards you with Bowser. Behind him a few steps is Greg, kind of distractedly looking around and just keeping an eye out on things.
Ray,
Hey, John, how you holding up out here?
not good, my friend.
Yeah, you don't look good. I'm sorry, John.
Well, I almost got shot and killed by Nathan, of all
Yeah.
things.
Is he still around?
He's right over there, and I point to like where his body dissolved.
You can see a pile of crumpled clothes on the road. It looks exactly like the same clothes that he was wearing when you saw him at the library. You see right past it, you can see a police officer stepping out of the cab of Nathan's truck and holding up a bag of something and calling out to one of the other cops. And there's some exciting murmuring among them.
Ray, we need to put it in.
Well, yeah, I have good news, John. Greg was able to read the book while all that was going on, and he knows how to stop it. We need to find the skull that we had that night.
And I think it's fair to say that Melinda has broken off conversation with the detective for a moment, and Melinda and Alicia are able to join the two of you as well.
Okay. Can we also assume that Ray tells us everything that Greg told him? Just to shortcut all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So if that's the case, we need to get we need to get everybody to Marie's house. But we got to get Sarah there too because she was also part of the ritual. We got to get everybody that's still alive. Stacy's dead. Nathan's dead. We got to get everybody to together.
Well, Sarah's going to Mary's house.
Oh, she is? How do you know?
Well, I show you my phone
Oh,
text
well,
message.
actually, that's actually fortunate.
That's Angelica, right? That's not actually Sarah.
Angelica is going to David's house
We got to get to Marie's house ASAP.
with Sean. She's coming
Where's
with
Eric?
Sean.
Where's Maggie?
They're in the car over there.
Yeah, and that's a good time
The
to cut back to
police?
them. Yeah.
They didn't do anything. What are the police harassing them
It's
for?
a lot of confusing. I mean, we could just say that Nathan shot at us and then ran away without his clothes.
We need to go to Marie's as soon as possible, but we need all of us to go. We have to. I mean, the police have no right to be harassing them.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not harassing. They're just doing their job. There was guns fire out here. They want to know who is responsible.
I'm gonna
Let's see if they can. They can't really hold us. None of us did anything.
I'm gonna cut to specifically a role for Melinda and John right now, because the two of you witnessed the passing of Stacy at the hospital. I'll have you both roll idea to see if you can make a connection between that and this. And if anyone else can think of it either, you're free to just join in. But those two I'll specifically give a roll to.
Oh, that's a success,
I,
regular success.
good, because I failed
Oh,
with a 97. So
I got a
I'm
57 under 60.
yeah.
hooray.
And the more you think about it, when Stacy perished in a very similar manner, hers wasn't even as fast. Hers was unfortunately quick, but it was practically stretched out compared to how quickly Nathan went. But in both cases, it was in the midst of a heavy amount of the type of illusions and phenomena you've experienced.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't trust anything at the moment, and I don't want to tell the police what I saw because I may the police may look at cameras and say, look, they're no idea what was happening. I suppose that Stacy is dead. I wasn't sure. I was thinking I could phone up and confirm, but then whenever I phone anyone up, I'm getting weird messages. I can't trust what I hear on the phone.
We can't believe
We
any
are
Yeah.
you're here. Yeah, we got to get to Marie's, and we got to get Maggie and Eric to come with us. If the police don't let them go soon, we're gonna have to go over there and talk to them.
And let's
all I
cut
can. The only point, just if I can just finish on this, Mike, the only clue that we have is all these illusions are malevolent. There is an edge to them. It's not like it's subtle. What's going on here? So I tend to trust things when they're good. Now maybe this will all be turned around. And also the other thing, I feel as a lot if I try to stay in a good space mentally, then that helps as well. So I want to give you a big hug, John. It must have been awful going through the tarot reading that you did and then having that channel violated in such a way. It must be awful. And that's fear of that is why I didn't want to do a seance, because I just don't trust what's happening right now. So give me a hug.
And John will give a hug, and he says, "Thank you, Melinda. But I just realized that whenever we've seen Stacy die, we've seen Nathan die, assuming that what we saw was real. When this strange stuff is happening, when these illusions are happening, it seems to accelerate it. And somehow Stacy and Nathan were more advanced than the rest of us. But their fate is eventually going to become our fate if we don't find a way to stop this."
Well, sure. Absolutely.
We'll cut from there back to the car where Maggie and Eric sit on either side of a small boy who appears to be about 5 or 6 years old, maybe. He has blonde hair, bright gray eyes.
So you're Bradley.
Yes, that's me.
Have they told you you're the Moonchild?
I've been told since I was born that I was something special.
Stacy was your mom.
I miss Stacy. Where is my mom?
We're, we're not sure. She was in the hospital, but we can't trust anything, so we don't know. Were you the one that was running around talking to me in the restaurant?
I I try to when I can, but my time is running out.
Keeper, is this the boy I saw in the window up in the first?
Yeah, it is and it isn't. The boy you first saw driving, you'd probably guess was more Sean's age, 9 or 10 years old. Yet you're convinced this is the same boy.
Right. So,
Where are you? Are you at David's house? Are you at Nathan's house? Marie's
No,
house?
I think I don't know. I at a house, but it's Marie and Nathan. Sometimes they let me see my dad. He'll come down and talk, but
Your dad's David.
yeah, I think he's lost interest in me, and now it's just the two of them badgering me and asking me to read their stupid books. I don't know how I can read it, but I can. The words come to me.
well, we're hoping to get out of this so that we can go see Mary. I don't think Nathan's going to be much of a problem much longer. Um, I get the impression that if, say, a policeman were to come and speak to us right now, he wouldn't see you.
No, I don't think he would. For some reason, only some people. I got away once before they caught me, and I tried calling to people, but they couldn't see me.
Hmm. Can you stay with us? I know a lot of people can't see you, but I think our friends who aren't with us right now, I think they would be able to see you too, like Eric and I can.
He kind of leans forward in the car and puts his face in his hands before picking up, and you see his hair slowly kind of begin to lengthen and stretch down to his shoulders and then grow behind his back as he straightens his spine and settles back, and you see he's seems to be growing. He seems more like 18 or 19-year-old man now, sitting between the two of you, still very thin, scrawny, but looks at you and a sneer crosses his face and says, I've been with you for most of your lives.
Who are you? You're
I'm
not
glad.
Bradley.
Are you the horned god?
And he looks at you and says, are you my new playthings?
I don't think it's
No, I
new.
don't think so.
Well, you better come find me because time's running out for Bradley. And you see the whole physical stature of the young man begin to melt into the car seat. And his skin slowly kind of liquefies and sinks into the seat between the two of you.
And
And
Bradley's gone?
I'll have you both do a sanity check at that.
Yeah.
My sandy's not good.
It's a fail.
Oh, that's a pass. That's an extreme pass.
Oh wow, okay. In that case, nothing for you, and we'll just do a D4 for Maggie saying that.
Right.
It's. Are they
That is a
sharing?
3.
Oh,
Elise have found something like this, and I'm sort of rambling, but Maggie's probably freaking out now.
Mm.
Um, she. Are they sharing the same body? Are they two souls in the same body? Is the Moonchild exists alongside the Horned God? I don't know.
the car door opens and you see a police officer lean in and say, "Come on out. We're done here. Are you two okay?"
Yeah, it's just been a very strange day, officer.
She kind of takes a step back as the two of you get out and kind of waves over the detective. Well, we found a pretty large size stash of drugs inside the truck and a few traces of some other things, including pornographic material.
Oh God.
You're sure you don't know the driver of this truck?
We did in college, but
Been a long time.
it's been a long time. And
Well, we'd like to do a bit of follow-up with you at some point if I could get your information. This truck was recently, we suspect it may have been reported in a tip recently for a missing persons case.
Oh, I did not know of that. Yes, that I'll hand like a business card with
Yeah,
from
Maggie
my
will.
accounting firm. But
Maggie will give a shop card, yeah, with her number on it.
And shortly after, the two of you are reunited with the rest of the group. And you can see the cops, the police are kind of finishing up the scene, and someone is kind of taking the truck and is moving it. They seem to be taking it into custody.
one
Maggie's
thing I
gonna-
wanted to
Oh,
check.
sorry.
One thing I wanted to check is like, okay, they took Nathan's gun off me. Is there an evidence bag anywhere, like on the hood of a car, or are they putting it in the trunk of a car with that gun in it?
Yeah, I think it's still around. Yeah.
So that confirms it was real. Just
Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay, because I was unsure if it was a book.
So I keep thinking about everything that's happened, including this that happened right now, including Greg, including Michael. Does it feel just a little bit like we're being manipulated? We feel that we need to be at Marie's house, but we've been manipulated into that. We wanted to go to David's, but we've been told that if we go to David's, we'll all die.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Nathan's
so, Alicia,
body
the way I've seen
disappeared.
it-
Everyone's body keeps disappearing.
Can we say
Or
we
they-
filled them in on what happened in the car with
Yeah,
meeting Bradley?
We all fill each
Okay,
other out.
and what
on
we
everything.
found out about Nathan's
Yeah.
pornography and drugs. Okay.
I think
But what if that was just another level of manipulation?
Greg
Maggie's
is still
Greg.
with you as well. Michael is
Greg,
there.
yeah.
Michael looks like he's completely lost at sea and is kind of retreating into his own world. Greg is following the conversation and joining in with a comment here and there where he can.
Yeah, I
Greg,
I
can
think
you?
that-
Oh,
I think Alicia's right. I think they're trying to keep us away from David's house. That whole fake story about the murders there, that we'd all be killed. I think that's where the skull that Greg mentioned for this ritual. I think it might be there. I think we have to look at David's house and get the skull so we can so we can banish this.
I agree with that. I also think, Elisa, you found that book about the competition of the souls, the Moonchild book. I think Bradley is still there, but Bradley is in competition with the Horn God over this Moonchild. So that's why it changed forms for us, Maggie.
Melinda looks like she needs to say something.
Yeah, Melinda.
yeah. Greg, can you phone the hospital to confirm that Stacy is dead? Because this, I don't really know. I saw weird stuff, but I've been seeing a lot of weird stuff.
No, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Is
Well, that
Greg
Stacy
is
was
our
even
loophole?
there.
We can't trust anything except Greg. So using him for a phone call is brilliant.
If she is alive, then we need her because we can't do this second ritual without everyone who was present. But that would also give us some kind of confirmation that what happened to Nathan, which looks really sus, is in fact plausible, that someone can kind of disintegrate in that way. So, Greg.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have been melting, right? Can we confirm that anybody who's melted is actually dead?
Exactly.
Greg might be able to because he doesn't have the mark any longer.
And Greg phones and you hear him say, "Yeah, I'm a old friend of Stacy Kimball. We went to college, and I heard unfortunately that she was having a extended stay in your services." "Oh, is that right? Oh gosh, I'm sorry to hear. And when is the funeral going to be?" "Okay, yeah." And a few minutes later, he hangs up the phone and turns to you guys and says, "No, they they said they lost her that night. I guess it was sudden, and they say the body's shown very quick signs of deterioration. Already, there's not enough left to kind of do open casket or anything. It's
Fast
That doesn't
deterioration.
happen in reality. How?
Well, it happened in reality because the people at the hospital saw it. It's not just us. It's not just the people with the scars on our hands. Everybody at the hospitals noticed it.
I'm beginning to question everything that we see.
I know how you feel. Oh,
And it wants us at Mary's house. I suppose if we go to Mary, we can at least find out what the hell's going on, but it might want us there to
Well,
suck our souls out or something.
we need Mary. She has the mark, and we
Let's
need
go.
Bradley.
We also need David. He has the mug too. So
Let's go by David's house
Yeah.
first and see if we can find the skull.
Yeah,
If
make
he's
sure that
not
the
there-
kids are safe, right? Angelica and Sean.
Yeah.
John wanted to do one thing on the way
Yeah.
over there. So John had a mythos-based bout of madness in the last episode, which gives him 5 points of Cthulhu mythos to get a second one.
Yeah.
So now that I actually have some Cthulhu mythos, I was wondering if I could think or see if I could figure anything out
Yeah, absolutely.
about this horned god or anything that might help us with our situation or the rituals, or
Absolutely. Yep.
so I can take a
So,
role on this. And I
take a
think
sh-
Eric could take a role on this too if he wanted to, because his character also had a bout of madness.
oh yeah, from the getting shot. Is that considered mythos?
Okay.
Because there was
Might be a long shot, but why not? Yeah. I'll
okay. I
for
will.
the sake of a 5% is if you're considering spending luck on it, that'd be great.
I got a 43 over 6.
Okay. I
That's
got.
too much luck, so I'm not going to
You know
spend.
It's final session. I'm willing to spend. I got a 37 over 5, so I'm willing to spend 32 luck. I think it's 32
Okay.
luck.
32
spend the
luck.
32.
May I have a simple occult roll? Maybe looking for hard, but I have got decent occult.
Yeah, I love it. Go for it, Melinda. Yeah.
03.
Maybe you don't need to spend the luck, Eric.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have so many shared experiences and you've shared so much information now that the more you think about these things and the more you think of the timeline of all these events and that's what eventually boils down to is the timeline, right? Because you think back, Melinda, to the decisions you made in your life and the places you were at, and were there times where you felt like there was something else guiding you in some of your worst moments? Maybe there were, but that went away. And the more you think about it, when did that go away? That was probably about 9 years ago or so, when you straightened your life out and found this new track. You discovered your affinity for Buddhism. You found new friends, stable relationships, and began moving forward with your life. And and as the group of you are talking about this, you're talking with Eric as well, and Eric's years of drug abuse, John's drug abuse and self-harm, and Greg even talking about the risks he took and that it was always one more thing that he had to do to try to see how close he could push it. All of you have these instances of a life and bad decisions stemming after the date of that ritual, that night when you brought something into this world that has been watching you and guiding you. And it all went away at the same time. And if you're not wrong, that was the exact time that Stacy Kimball probably gave birth to Bradley. And putting that together with what you know of the ritual for the Moonchild, did David move on from his fantasy of controlling the world or controlling people with the Horn God, or somehow he found his way to the Moonchild ritual and doing something that? And did he inadvertently give the malevolent entity at that point a essential housing in flesh? And from the moment that Bradley was born, suddenly that influence that hung over each of you for so much of your lives and caused so much pain and suffering in each of your own existences was suddenly gone. And you all began to straighten things out and figure out your lives. And now at this point, suddenly you've been brought back into the sphere of Bradley and are beginning to feel even worse instances of the manipulation and influence of this creature. Hopefully that's something.
Gosh. Yeah. But I don't know if this really adds up to anything. And then I describe my thoughts to the rest of the guys.
That means we need the Moonchild's been helping us. The Moonchild is a ward against this horned god. So, but unfortunately, I think, and it's warded him off for 9, almost 10 years. But now it's not working anymore. And
what's different now? What has changed in the last few weeks?
We've gotten closer to here. Maybe this stuff has always been going on. Just now we are witnessing it, and now it knows we're witnessing it, so it's reacting back. Or maybe it's. I agree with you mostly, John, that it's a ward, but mainly maybe it just focused on the Moonchild instead of us.
If the horned god takes over Bradley, and then Bradley's conscience is defeated and even wiped away, and all that's left is the horned god, then our hard times are going to continue until we end up like Stacy and Nathan.
Well, what's the connection with this homeless guy that they were looking for Nathan's truck, that he was somehow involved in the story?
Yeah, so Nathan must have stolen his truck. That Keith Baxter, I don't know if he killed him or...
Yeah, what is Keith Baxter's connection? Because he looked a lot like what Bradley kind of morphed into. Has he become... And it's this guy that we're seeing, that this older guy, it's like Bradley keeps shifting in age. He loses control as he gets older. It's not Bradley, it's this...
It's the horned god when he's older.
Yeah, but what's the connection to this homeless guy, this Keith Baxter?
I don't know if there's a connection to that, but you just made an interesting statement that what if this horned god can jump from Sean to Bradley to whatever child is the child after the ritual. Remember, we have the mark, but the children of us don't have the mark.
But he was in Sarah too. Sarah Moore.
Yeah. Well, then maybe that includes the people with the mark.
Which begs the question, given the text you just received, Alicia, do you have any guess of who Angelica's father could be?
David, probably. Fuck, and then David wants to fuck her. That's disgusting. It's regular Woody Allen shit here.
But David had the idea to create a Moonchild, which turned out to be a good thing because it's warding away the horned god, and all of our lives got better when the Moonchild was born. So maybe David was onto something, and Sarah was lying when she said he wanted to take Sean away from her because Sean wasn't the Moonchild, Bradley was.
David. And going off of that, what if it's, again, I keep returning to this idea that you brought to our attention, Maggie and Elisa. What if the children are more likely to easily possessed, and then Sarah's just more easily possessed because she's an addict and under the influence all the time? What if this is...
I think that he's going after Sean because whatever they were trying to do with Bradley doesn't seem to be working. Like what we heard on that tape and little pieces we picked up, and they're going to move on to Sean now. Whatever David and Nathan and Mary are trying to do, I think they got their eyes set on Sean next. That's why he's trying to get away from Stacy. But
Well, maybe the thing has to choose which body it wants permanently.
But it
Bradley,
also went after
Sean.
Stacy, and it went after Nathan, and it
Yeah,
controlled.
it doesn't want
too.
those. It doesn't want those. It's got to make some choice. If it's going to incarnate completely and take over, it needs a single body.
It
So
needs
maybe
all
it's
of us to
Bradley,
die.
or maybe it's
If all of us that were in that ceremony that got the scar, once we're all dead, then I think
or we cut off the connection.
yeah.
But if we cut off
More,
maybe it won't.
more and more, this is turning out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. Greg says as he looks at his missing limb.
Yeah, you're out of it.
Well, let's get in the
And
car
maybe
and let's go to David's and look for that skull. That sounds like a good idea.
I also
Should
want
some
to
of
get
us
over
go
there.
should somebody go to Marie's though? I mean, should we
Probably,
split up
but
again or
We should
I
go to
want to get
Marie's
over.
together.
okay.
I want to make sure Angelica is safe. If she said she was going over to David's, and that's kind of making me nervous, considering that
Yeah,
picture.
after that brief interaction with Angelica, I definitely want to make sure that we keep some tabs on her. If she's hallucinating any of this shit, it seems like there could be some trouble.
I think we should all stay together.
Okay, let's stay
Yeah.
together and let's all go to David's.
All
Yeah.
right.
You guys pile into vehicles.
I wonder too if we write things down. It would be kind of difficult for the demon to change what we wrote down when we know what we wrote down.
Well, Melinda's a professional journalist. She's probably writing things down. I mean, Eric's an accountant. He's probably writing things down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'll look at my little notebook, but
What if we
I-
had Greg write things down because he's no longer connected to this by losing his hand?
He doesn't have a
because-
hand.
Because when Greg shows it to us, it could change.
Maybe he can
It
dictate
needs
it.
to be one of us that we know that it's changed because we know we didn't write that.
Okay.
So Melinda, you're
Whoever has
Yeah,
the
I mean,
highest sanity,
it-
have that person be our note taker, and then that way you can make
the
it
thing is,
go to
it
disbelief.
can't just. I don't believe it can write anything in a neutral tone. I think it's already written my stuff under my bylane, but it had this bitter,
pejorative,
sarcastic edge. You know, it was just nasty.
it's taunting.
And
yeah.
It's all it can do. It can only operate at that kind of controlling level. But if I don't think it can change simple things, maybe I'm wrong. What it could do, if it can't, it couldn't fake my writing in that way, but it could blank it out again. So I'm looking here at a blank page, but maybe I've already got stuff written on here. I don't know. But Greg could say, is this really a blank page?
As you guys talk and file into vehicles, I was going to ask quickly, what are you going to do with Michael Barber?
Michael's going to show us where David lives. If none of us
Yeah,
know,
give you
obviously he
directions,
lives
yeah.
with Michael.
I want to ask him about the skull to see if he's ever seen it at the house.
Good.
Yeah.
Smart.
Michael's thinking for a minute. Yeah, there in Dad's office that he has a skull, old thing, horned. You know what? He told me about it at some point when he was a kid, but in recent years we haven't really talked about it much. He was teaching me all about magic for a little while, and then eventually I just kind of started doing my own thing.
Well, we know
Michael,
the
do you
skull is
feel
there.
like something gets inside you and takes over at any time?
I told you before about how I hurt that kid at school, the bully.
Yeah.
It kind of made me a cool person at school and helped. Now people leave me alone, but the truth is I don't actually remember doing it. I felt like it was me when I did it, but I was getting angry, and then suddenly there's nothing until later on, and I was in the principal's office.
I met a man
Maybe
once who told me that he traveled all over the world and he kept seeing the same face in people, and that it was an evil spirit that was following him around. I have a feeling that this thing jumps from body to body, but it's going to have to focus on one body eventually.
I don't get it though. I defeated my cancer. I have these powers. My
Yeah, you might.
dad.
I'm wondering if all of the children of, do any of you guys have children?
No.
I don't either.
Is
The only ones of us
maybe the
that have
event
children.
which sorry, maybe the event which happened recently, which has set this in motion, was Bradley's failure to take on the role of being a magician. He failed his exams, as we heard on the tape. Maybe that tape was the key thing. And so whatever journey he was on is that he is no longer available for that. And so we need to find a new solution. Or the bad guys need to find, they're now looking around because whatever they had running is no longer working.
Yeah.
But that is a significant event. I don't know how old, presumably this cassette tape, is it a very old one?
We need to find the skull and do the ritual.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
get over the-
If you were to go on the cassette, the labeling on it has two things in common that you notice. One thing is that it makes it very clear that it looks like it's a date recorded on it, and almost by the way it's listed, you would be tempted to guess that it's listed that way specifically by the date to infer that there may be other recordings listed with other dates. Like this is the recording they did that day, and there are many recordings perhaps that they've recorded.
And he wouldn't carry it around with him unless it was for somewhat recent. You know, you don't carry around a 5-year-old, 10-year-old cassette with you.
You guys are pulling up in front of David's house as you're having this conversation. I think maybe you're down to 2 or 3 vehicles at this point and just talking on speakerphone between vehicles. I did see the note in the questions there that someone asked Eric was asking about Greg.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Greg, does Michael look okay for you? And I know some of the signs because I've probably gone over in the bush.
John's a nurse. John could do like a quick, if he could ask permission from Michael to just do it.
My thing is, it might trick John, but if Greg can look for the signs on John's behalf.
From 2 different perspectives, as far as you can tell, Michael looks like a healthy 18-year-old kid, and there's no signs of it. And
after my own heart.
And as you're studying him, Eric, you feel that twinge or something in your own stomach again. And what's going on in Eric's head as you guys pull up, as you've been hearing a lot about cancer and a lot about life and death?
Yeah, well, this Moonchild plan has become a more immediate concern, but it's like at this point, it's, even if I'm done with this, I still have cancer. I don't know entirely if that's going to magically go away, and I am tempted, and I also want to see once all is done is like, what did Michael actually do? Is that still an option? But there's just so much going on right here that like I have to worry about.
Michael, will you show us where you saw the skull?
Yeah, come on in. I guess maybe I should have called ahead my parents, but he's walking up and you can see a nice kind of modest suburban home ahead. It is much nicer than Sarah's home. Unfortunately, you can see clear. The grass is cut and it looks like the fence has a fresh coat of paint. And as you walk up to the door, you're standing on the doorstep of David Barber's home. And Michael, without thinking twice, kind of gives a knock and pulling a key out of his pocket, opens the door.
Kid.
Is there a car in the driveway?
Yes, there probably is. But sedan, kind of, maybe a couple years old, probably.
Well, and I'm wondering if Sarah's gotten here yet. So,
Yeah. Well,
She was on her way to Mary's, I think.
yeah, if you were to take Angelica's
No.
text, it was Sarah and Sean were headed to Marie's. Angelica was headed to David's.
that's for that. Okay, I meant Angelica. Yes.
Yeah, so they're probably trying to replace Bradley with Sean because whatever they were trying to do wasn't working.
They keep trying David keeps trying over and over to find a suitable host for the entity.
We're going to have to convince like David and Bridget and Mary to do the counter ritual with us too. Of course, we could use a gun to make them
Or
do
we
it.
kill them.
Mom,
Yeah.
Dad, I'm
Well, we
home.
won't need them anymore.
I brought guests, and you see a woman pop her head out from the living room. Yes, who's coming to dinner? Right?
Oh, okay, Bridget.
And it's Bridget Barber, and she, oh, Michael, you're back. Where did you say you were going again this morning? And Michael looks a little bit embarrassed as he said, "Oh, I just had a charter run, but I ran into these people." And Bridget takes you all, Alicia, John, oh my gosh, Maggie, Melinda, Eric, Ray. Oh, is this Bowser? I've seen Bowser on Instagram.
Bridget, is David here?
And oh yeah, he's upstairs. Oh, David, get down here. We have guests. And she kneels and is kind of rubbing Bowser's head. He says, "Well, oh gosh, you should have called. I could have put something together. Why don't we go out in the backyard? It's get some chairs. I haven't seen any of you in years. Oh, Alicia, I'm so sorry about Gary. We tried to make it to the funeral, but we had a family vacation at the time, and it just didn't work out. But
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you've been
It's
through so
fine.
much." And you hear the sound of footsteps coming down the stairs, and David Barber steps into the room. And David looks, and if Bridget's reaction was fairly welcoming, or at least seemingly sincere, David's is definitely caught off guard, and he sees you guys. Hi guys, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, David.
Hey,
We need to talk, all of us.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess-
well, Michael, you
Bridget
okay?
was never really part of it, was she?
You remember
was.
Bridget being
She's
a
on
member
the
of the occult
13.
society. She's got the
Yeah.
scar, but
Okay.
She's
And-
part of the ritual.
We need to sit and talk.
Michael runs up to David and gives him a big hug, and David's like, "Hey, Michael, hey, are you okay?" And Michael's like, "I'm sorry, Dad. There's a lot going on. I think you should listen to them. They have something to say." And David's like, "Well, okay, why don't you and your mom stay in here and the rest of us go outside and talk about this for a minute? I don't think it's much to worry about, right?"
I think they're both very much part of this now.
Yeah,
And I think we
agreed.
should all
let's have
Art.
everybody stay here.
Part of what
Yeah.
Bridget says, and you can see kind of a anxious look across her face. What are you guys talking about? David, have you been in touch with everyone?
yeah. All right, David, come on. There's no way you don't know what's going on. How you cursed all of us?
Cursed.
Jig-
What?
Yeah, where's the skull, David?
The jig is up.
Oh shit, you guys. Okay, trust me. Just give me a bit more time. I have a solution for things. I know how to handle this.
We have a solution too. But where's the
Do you
skull?
know? Do you know that Stacy is dead?
No, and you
Do you-
can't. I'll,
Do you know that Nathan is dead?
and both seem to hit him like rock him to his core, like they're dead.
Yes.
Bridget's like, oh
We're
my
all
gosh.
we're all dying. Two of us have died so far, and there's going to be more until we solve this.
Well, let's hear your solution, and then we'll tell you ours. But
Yeah, tell us
we're
your
going to need
solution.
you and Bridget to help with this because we're the
Well,
only survivors.
Bridget's losing her patience at this point and says, David, look, what is going on here? What are you? You're not still doing magic stuff, are you? I thought you'd given that all up. Like, it's bad enough you had to get Michael into it. No, not mine. Honestly, there's just a few things I'm working on. Okay, yeah, and as he's speaking, I'll have the group of you roll a listen check.
I wonder if Angela gets upstairs.
Oh,
05.
two.
Oh,
Success.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extreme.
I think
Okay.
we're on edge.
Yeah, the group of you hears a car pull up outside and a door open and a car door slam, and then the car drives away.
That would be Angelica. I say out loud.
Bowser's
We'll
head
need
kinda
her.
Let's get her in her.
I don't want to be the one to say it, but I'm going to say it because I don't really care about David's relationship with Bridget. I'm just going to say, David, your children are being possessed by the entity that you summoned. That's Angelica. She's on her way here. Sean and Brandon.
Bradley.
Bradley.
Bridget
why I keep saying
looks
Brandon.
confused
They're
and
so
it
close,
says,
Alicia.
Angelica, isn't that Sarah's daughter? And I didn't know she had a son too.
Your husband knew.
You bought him a big, large screen TV. We saw that.
And David is sweating, and you can see things are moving quicker. He's having a very hard time controlling the crowd as this is going on.
Maggie's just got to blurt it out.
And we're going to kind of put ourselves in a position where David can't run.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know he's.
This is bigger than your marriage. It's bigger than we're all going to be dead, including you, soon if we don't get this taken care of.
David performed a ritual. He got us all to participate into it, and I'll show the scar.
Oh God, that night in the forest. Yeah.
Yes. He summoned something, and then he has had children with you. Well, did he ever have one with Bridget? Yes, Michael.
Yeah.
He had a child. He had a child with you, with Stacy, and with Sarah. And probably he's stooping Angelica in an attempt to bring forth a body for this entity to use. Now, it sounds like we're crazy, except that people are dying all around us.
David, is this true? And David's like, well, okay, listen, Bridget, you guys have to, everyone, just listen. You have to understand that the thing I summoned, it was a mistake. I fucked up. But I thought I forgot about it for a long time. I didn't put the dots together. And when I did, it was too late. So I found that Nathan had tried to create a Moonchild with Sarah. And they had Angelica, and it didn't work, but it got me thinking that maybe that's how I could control this. I could get it underhand. So I tried to create a Moonchild, and Bridget's like, you did what? And just then you hear the door open, and Angelica steps into the room, and you see her clearly looking ready for a fight or argument or something, and sees the group of you guys. And now suddenly you see the 18-year-old girl kind of revert back to herself, looking maybe a little bit scared and a little bit out of her depth here as she stands there and is looks to be losing her nerve a little bit. Oh, you're here.
Welcome, dear.
Well, darling, you did tell us.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah, so you're part of this group just because of your parents. It's not fair. We need to stick together.
I didn't text you.
Yeah. Well,
It was
the thing
God again.
texted me. Look, we need to get the skull. We need to get us all together and shed blood on it and then destroy it with fire, which isn't an easy thing to do with bone, but it's possible.
We'll get
And
the
we have
fire
to go
going
back to
first.
the location in the woods where we did the original.
No.
Greg is a mortician. Do you have like a crematorium that we could use?
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
Except we've got to do it. We've got to do it in the woods.
Boom.
We've got to do it where it occurred. But maybe we just do the ritual there.
No.
But
there isn't a barbecue crematorium that you use for outdoor ceremonies.
To have a portable.
So
it's not going to work. It's not going to work, you guys. Like, there's one. This is David speaking. That I have figured this out. That last time with Stacy, we created the Moonchild, but there was something wrong with it. And yeah, maybe it's some level force, maybe it's something else. But the ritual worked that time. I think that I can make it work again. I think I can, and this time we'll get a real celestial ability, a real celestial figure into the child, and that'll give us the power to free us from it completely.
No, we have to stop
David,
this.
I just
Not
like
working,
I've been saying
clearly.
for 20 years of my life, like, do you want to do the magic stuff or do you just want to fuck girls? Why is that always the solution for every problem you've ever had?
And as you say that, you are looking straight at your old friend as you say that, and you can see how puffy his skin looks, how tired he looks. If you're not mistaken, there maybe are some signs that he too has been possibly partaking in illegal substances, and he's out of shape, and he's mid-40s, but it looks easily as though he could be well over 50 or older. He looks tired. He looks old and beaten down by this. And he says, no, but it'll work. It'll work. Ray, you got to believe me. Remember all the...
David, we're not going to do your thing.
So you summoned a demon, and your solution is to keep summoning more shit? I don't see it. I'm sorry.
We're not bringing any more lives into this, David. We have the solution. We found it.
We're going
to do this.
You follow us now. You had your chance. You ran the show. You fucked it up. Now it's your turn to listen to us.
What's the definition of insanity, David? It's doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result each time. We're not doing it again. We're going to do our way.
We need to get Marie.
We need the three of
Sarah.
these
We need
people.
Marie,
Sarah, and
then we've got everybody.
And Bradley.
So
we need to go to Marie's.
Yeah.
This is
We're
part
going to
of
Marie and get Marie and
Bridget,
Sarah.
I'm sorry. I know this sounds crazy to you, but you have to go too.
This
we all have to go.
Well, I want all of you out of my house right now.
Well, you're coming with us.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, Bridget. Sorry.
No, I completely agree, Bridget. I'm sorry. It is total bullshit.
How dare you come in here and destroy my...
I don't want to be here either, but there's this demon that's fucking with my head, and I need it to stop.
We didn't fuck up your life. Your husband did, and he's fucked up all of our lives, and we need to stop.
You're the only one. You're the only one that has not experienced any hallucinations, anything. You haven't seen anything weird.
Just fuck. It's so many things. That money that you said you spent on the basement repairs, that's probably what bought the big screen TV, David, isn't it? Oh my God, you've been living 2 lives.
Been living 3 or 4 or 5, 6 lives for all we know. And he's been involving himself in all of our lives and destroying us.
But
So get a move on.
Listen, you guys. I before we go any further, I can. It's not like bad things. Only bad things came of this. Like my son had cancer. The cancer's gone because of what I've done.
Oh, good job. Now I have cancer. So,
Oh God, I'm sorry to hear that, Eric. And
yeah.
he seems completely taken aback by that.
So it seems the only good things happen to your son. Sorry, Michael. This isn't your fault.
Dad, I made my cancer go away. The magic in me did it.
They're all demonic lies, and we've got to stop it now.
The demon did it, and then he transferred. We asked you earlier if you paid a price. Well, the price was Eric, our friend. As soon as you were cured, he came down with the same cancer.
Stacy had
No.
to sacrifice her mother in order for the Moonchild to even be born. This thing,
Nathan's
it
probably
doesn't
dead.
give you anything unless you sacrifice for it. That's the only way you get anything.
Give me an intimidation roll, John, or a social roll.
All right. I'm going to roll persuade.
You should have
And
brought
that is a 37, which is a regular success.
Okay. You see David's face kind of slacken a little bit and Bridget is giving him a death stare between you guys. Angelica is still standing in the entryway, kind of frozen.
Yeah. It always demands a sacrifice. We found a way to get rid of it, but it's not to summon more, it's to banish it. And to banish it, we have to reverse the ritual that we did before. We found the spell. We need to get all of us together, all of us here, plus Sarah, plus Marie, and then that's how we're going to get rid of it. We have to do it.
All the kids.
Greg,
Yeah.
Greg and Ray, I wanted to make a confirmation. The book said this will banish it from the people with the scar or everyone who puts their blood into it.
It'll
It just said that it would free us.
Because
Won't it
it
send
might,
it back to where it came from?
I'm worried it might free us and keep it in Bradley, keep it in Sean, keep it in any of the children. That's what I was thinking.
If it's
I
going by
thought
classical magic, then we should be able to banish it back to wherever it came from.
Yeah, and it would.
Yeah, that might be like a second.
We get it.
thing
It's not even
afterwards.
from our world. It's in a different dimension. It's
Yeah.
in hell, limbo.
Bradley's the
some
one
other-
that's most in trouble now. He's the one that's been focused on. I think Sean is who they're going to try next, but Bradley's the one that can't be seen by anyone. He's caught in some kind of weird dimension, and
This ritual might be able to save Bradley for all we know.
That's what I want to do. It's from the beginning. It's like I've got to find him. I've got to find the Moonchild. Well, I found him now, and I think this is the only way to get him back.
So are you all going to come with us? David, Bridget, you coming with us?
Bridget looks furious and finally nods and says, "Fine, I just wanted to get this done with."
We can
David,
get this
we
done
all want
today, and then you're never have to see us again if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But we can get this done today.
David
Because
looks
we don't
down.
want the alternative either, which is cutting off your hands.
Okay. Sean is mundane. Sean was it was a mistake. It worked better with Stacy. Stacy was willing to commit to it. Stacy was willing to make sacrifice. Whereas with Sarah and Bridget's mouth hangs wide open as David is confessing this. And finally she turns around and storms back into the room she came out of and walks down from the living room into the kitchen and just stands by the counter by the sink. David says, "Okay, fine, we'll come," but Sean is mundane. Bradley is the Moonchild. Since he was born, he's spoken different voices, and At first, I thought that it was all a success and that I did it. It was the Moonchild, and this would be the moment. But it taunted us. It taunted me. I needed to get Marie and Nathan to help. They'd always stayed in touch and helped, and I guess it just got out of control.
All right, we don't need an
Okay, so
explanation anymore.
let's
Let's
start
get them
small.
move it.
Like, what
Let's go get Sarah. Let's
what
go get
is the
Sarah
point of
and
it?
Marie.
what do you expect the Moonchild to do to
Who
fix any
cares?
of this?
I'm going to
We have-
briefly follow Bridget in the kitchen, not to really interact with her. I think she's coming, but I'm going to
Yeah.
grab a knife
Yeah.
because we got to shed blood. We need something to shed the blood with. So
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
got a
You can-
knife.
What about
Yeah,
our
the
knives that
documents.
David collected? David, do you have those knives still?
The bone knife.
God, I don't know if I have those ones, but I do have a few different ritual knives like them.
Where's
Bring
the
'em.
skull?
Bring him in the skull.
Up
Yeah.
in the office. Follow me.
I'm following him. I want to have my mace with me, just alert to the possibility that someone does something,
I
someone
read,
misbehaves.
we
I'm
read the
gonna-
paper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whisper to Eric if Marie tries not to be part of this, we have to kill her.
No,
Right.
we have to cut off her hand. Then she's not a part of it.
I think if it's just Maggie
Yeah.
and me, I'm going
Yeah,
to
just-
I'm going to say
I'm
You
sorry.
can easily convince Sarah to be a part of it. Just give her some money and then she'll join in.
Yeah.
Eric, Maggie, I think Marie is fully on board with she has caused more harm in this than her and Nathan together. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
But if she's dead before we start the ritual,
Upstairs, David leads you into a office, Melinda.
Oops.
You can see
It's
there
not
are-
just me. I want a guy with me as
Okay,
well.
yeah.
John.
I'll go too.
Okay, John.
Right.
And you can see there are various occult accoutrements and things on the walls. The office is very decorated. You can see there's a glass cabinet of different books, and your eyes pick out the Aleister Crowley's The Moonchild among them fairly quickly, as well as Monsters and Their Kind and other and other volumes. You see other items around the room, and David looks at you, Belinda, and says, You always had it, didn't you? You had the touch too. You too, John.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
You know,
We
there was a time I really fancied you, Melinda.
well, let's go. Let's go. No more bullshit.
David, shut the fuck up.
And the two of you are able to keep him on task, and finally you can see on top of one of the counters, you can see the skull sits up there. You can see the stains of long ago shed blood on it, each of your bloods, and he kind of gently lifts it down.
That's what we need. Now maybe not enough knives that everybody can have one, and then we get out the door.
Is there a box that I can, from a recent Amazon delivery or something, lying around? Most studies are full of cardboard these days.
Yeah, you could find something, I'm sure, and
Yeah.
at the very least, a satchel or something. You can grab a few other items from
Right,
around
good.
there.
We'll put it in gently. Don't want to break it yet. And any knives, let's put them in. Okay, this will be good for all of us, David.
We're saving your life, we're saving your wife's life, and we're saving your children's life.
And possibly your marriage. Let's go.
Could Ray pull Michael aside for a moment?
Could you who?
Could I pull Michael aside for a moment?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll give him a pat on the shoulder and be like, "So, kid, you want to be a wizard, huh?"
Oh, I thought I was.
Yeah, no, sorry. Your dad's a real piece of shit, and you've learned a lot of stuff that you're going to need to forget to have a successful life. And I mean, take it from me. I've always wanted there to be magic. I've wanted to be more. I've wanted to try and believe, and it's all bullshit. I'm sorry, kid. There's curses and demons, apparently, but magic isn't real. You got to give it up.
Everything sucks then.
Yeah, it sure does. Now we got to go grab some kids and make a bleed on a skull so that we can move on with our lives.
Okay.
But there's always Bowser. There's stuff worth living for.
What's Alicia doing as this is all going on?
Oh, I'm just sort of in the background, a part of it all. I've been yelling and screaming, and we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Um,
Is anyone looking after Angelica, making sure she feels part of the moment and doesn't slink off?
I'm not sure that any of the children actually need to participate. It's us that created the magic.
I mean, we could double check with Greg. I thought that was explicit.
I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm not. Wasn't.
You might as well just bring them. I mean,
Alicia still stands in the front entryway, kind of holding her arms and looking miserable.
The worst. I haven't even thought of that, but I won't say it out loud then. I mean, what happens to the kids? If they're half the entity, I hope not.
Yeah, probably nothing worse than if you do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we come down the stairs to join everyone? Yeah.
Some of us behind him, some of us ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
should
exactly.
Should we text Marie and Sarah and tell them that we need to get together with them, or should we just go straight over to Marie?
We should just go there.
Go there.
Okay.
Go there.
And go ahead, sorry.
Someone should be driving David. He should be a passenger in this car.
I can take him in my car, but
I'll take Michael.
Right. I'll take Angelica in my Jeep.
Yeah, I'm riding along with someone, but as we're leaving, Eric is making a very noticeable sigh of relief because he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
I'll take Bridget.
Okay, sounds good. When you put it that way, Eric, it is interesting. In fact, it feels like it's been a little while now since anything has happened. The whole drive here was without incident, and even within the house, it doesn't seem like anything happened.
That might actually not help. That's more worrying.
It wants us to do this ritual. It's fooling us again.
Or
probably.
Or none of this is happening.
It wants to get us all in one place so that it can just crush us all and make us into
big 200-foot monster comes out and it stomps.
Eric,
it does definitely feel like the wrong thing to grab a bunch of kids and cut them in the woods. But
Eric,
I don't think we have the kids, do we? I think.
No, I don't think so. I think the ritual explained it as that those who partook. It is the curse extends to the kids, but it is by effect of
good.
All right,
it already has a blood. Eric's gonna grab Alicia's hand or something as they're leaving out, and he's gonna say, "Has this gone too well? We haven't.
I don't know.
We haven't seen anything.
I can't.
I just realized."
I don't know what's the right thing to do and what's not, but I guess we're only human. We can only do what we think that we can do. But I'll tell you something, Eric. When this is all over, if we survive, I'd like to spend more time with you.
I would love that. I just don't know how much time I have left anyways.
No.
I'm worried.
You shouldn't spend it alone.
Thank you. I just think this all has. Well, I don't know if I expected David to, pull out a gun and shoot us all, but I expected there would be something. Maybe we see a gun, we see something, and that puts us on edge, that makes us screw up. But look, everyone's here, and that's worrying. but we're only human.
You know, I think we can hazard a fairly strong guess as to which one of them is the Moonchild. It's the one that's invisible to everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Michael's there. He's just far too nerdy to be some spiritual entity. And Sean's just a little kid who plays video games. Bradley's disappeared and reappeared and transported himself. And they're making him read from a magic book.
Let's cut over to Maggie's vehicle where Angelica sits in the passenger seat beside you.
Hey, I'm really sorry you had to go through all this. I know you are basically taking care of your family and your little brother. I know you're going through a lot with your mom's problems, and
He doesn't love me. He didn't love me at all, did he?
who, David?
Yeah, I thought we were going to be together. He gave me gifts.
No, I've known him for years. He's always been a user of people. You can do better than that.
God, I'm as stupid as my mom.
No, you're not. You're just reaching out. You can't take the world on by yourself. I'm starting to realize that myself now as an adult, but you've had the world dumped on you. I mean, you're taking care of your mom, a household, your little brother, and you should be doing things that young people do, not all that.
He said
Maybe it felt like an escape, but
he said if he and I could create the Moonchild together, it would solve everything, and the two of us could leave, and Sean and Mom would be okay, but we wouldn't be part of it anymore, and we could escape the drugs and oh God, my father beating the shit out of her.
oh shit. No, yeah, you can't rely on David. It would like how many moon children does he have to make? He's no good. It isn't the answer. It never was. I think we found the answer. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Anything I can do to help you after this is all over. Our lives will get better after this is all over.
What's sorry?
Trust me, please.
What's sorry is thinking that any of you pathetic losers stand a fucking chance of defeating me. And you see the lank-haired Bradley sits in the seat beside you and begins laughing and reaches over to grab the steering wheel. I'll have you give me a drive, or either give me a drive auto roll or offer another action.
What do I got for drive auto?
Probably minimum.
I got 10 over. I got 30. As another option, having a power roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think I think Maggie realizes this is not a physical thing, and this thing isn't completely in control. And I got double power than I do to drive.
Power steering.
That is a 70. Can I spend 10 luck to make it a 60 and a pass?
Yes, you may.
Okay. That brings me down to 32 luck. Okay. So it's a pass.
And you realize that you are fighting with Angelica herself again as you're fighting over the wheel, and you can see that her eyes have shifted to the gray tone as she's trying to pull you. The others in other vehicles, you see Maggie's vehicle suddenly start to move and careen left and right on the road.
Maggie's going to yell at Angelica, like, leave her alone.
By the time you get here, I'll be done with her mother, and I'll be ready for all of you for dessert.
Good luck with that.
And with that, you see Angelica's body goes slack, and she slumps into the passenger seat.
Are you all right, honey?
What?
This is what we're. Yeah, it's
What
the demon.
happened?
That demon thing. That horn god took possession of you. Was able to. We're able to get him out of here, but we need to get over there now. We need to get over to Mary's house and save your mom and Sean.
How do you keep going?
Because I want this over. I don't want this for any of us, and I want it over. I'm so glad I found these friends again that I haven't talked to in years, and how important they are to me. And I want them to be okay. I want Eric's cancer to be gone. I want everyone to be able to get back to their lives. They spent so much time pulling their lives together. They deserve to be happy, and that's what keeps me going.
We'll cut from there to the vehicles arriving in front of Marie's house. Everyone has made it. Angelica and Maggie step out of Maggie's vehicle. The others exit their cars. Bridget is looking away, trying to avoid looking at anyone in the group and not making eye contact. You can see that Michael is trying to talk to Bridget, and she's kind of gently pushing him off, but they seem to be kind of hanging together a bit. And Greg looks to the six of you and says, "So, are we going to do this?"
We're going to do it. Let's just get Marie and Sarah, and then let's do it.
And Sean. Well, yeah.
Knock on the door.
Silence for a minute before you hear footsteps on the other side, and the door opens to reveal Marie. I think that's my last picture to share. God, she looks intense.
Okay. Marie, great to see you. You look great.
Jack Nicholson.
Sarah's here with you?
Oh, Sarah, yes. Sarah came a little while ago. She brought Sean, such a fascinating young man.
Wonderful. I have great news that I'm bringing to you. We have found the solution to all of life's problems, and you're going to come with you, and Sarah and Sean are going to come with us. So hop in the car.
Well, we'll see about that. Why don't you come in and make yourselves comfortable, and I'll see if they're finished dinner yet.
We don't have a lot
bullshit. We don't have to be polite about this.
Yeah, Maggie's guy. You've always been a condescending bitch. You shut up and you listen to us right now. You're going to listen to everything we say. Now take us to Sarah and Sean immediately.
And she steps out of the way, but says, "Go ahead, look around."
Okay. I'm looking around the house. What do I see?
Okay. You come into a fair... Okay, I just grabbed Sarah's. Where is Marie?
I was trying to be polite.
Yeah. I went to a very under-decorated home. Oh no, it's another PDF. Well, I'll describe it if nothing else. In the living room, you can see there is a few chairs and couches. The walls are pretty much blank. She is a bank manager for her career, but there is not a lot of particular decoration or personality to the house. It's very utilitarian. Beyond that, you can see there is a door into a hallway that presumably leads towards a kitchen and dining room, and the group slowly files in, and Marie snickers at David as he comes in and says, "I thought you said you were handling things, David." And David sheepishly looks at her and says, "Well, you know what? They were really convincing. And you know what? Maybe this is a better way to do things." And Marie's like, "Really? We are making progress, but fine. Come in, everyone."
Does Bowser bark at Marie?
I think that's fairly likely. There's something clearly wrong with her.
She's no good.
Her sanity's at 0, probably. Can I get a psychology roll maybe on Marie? Just kind of look at her, just to kind of make eye
Yeah.
contact with her, see if there's anything off. Uh, that's a fail.
Okay.
77. But
You're having a hard time getting a read on her. She
yeah.
doesn't seem like she's standing in your way, but at the same time, she's not offering anything extra either. Yeah, yes, Eric.
I'll call out Sarah, Sean.
No answer.
I wanna actually trick her. I wanna say, maybe turn to Elisa and whisper, um, I think we should leave. I don't think we're in the right place. And I want to say it so I hope Marie hears, but I want to see if Marie is like, no, 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 let's stay. So I'm gonna like start looking towards the door. It's more of an acting thing.
And I know Eric, so I know he's acting.
Yeah, give me maybe persuade to fool, or maybe a performance, I guess.
I don't have a performance. I'll do a persuade.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that makes better.
Fast talk would be lying.
Yep.
Yeah, either one is a failure.
Okay. She doesn't seem to pick up on it as you say that, and she says, "Well, it is. You made the trip here, Eric. You might as well sit down and relax if you give me a moment."
Sitting down. I'm going to go straight into the kitchen area.
Yeah, you move right through into the kitchen. Getting there, you go through a hallway. You can see there is a kind of a dining room on one side. On the other side, there's some small rooms. Again, the house is very austere and lacking in personality. You notice headed to the kitchen that there is a back door here, as well as a small kind of closet at the back of the room. There are stairs leading up to a second floor. On the right beside the stairs going up, you can see there is a wall where there is a full-length mirror. Turning into the kitchen, you can see that it has the typical oven and sink and everything like that. And but there is no trace of anyone in the house at the moment.
Was there how many cars in the drive?
At the moment, maybe a nice kind of upscale SUV that you would guess probably belongs to Marie. Definitely nothing that Sarah would own.
We know what Sarah drives because we were at her house and we would have seen her car in the driveway. So
you don't remember Sarah having a vehicle. She was either busing or walking.
Can I get a spot hidden maybe to kind of look around the house to see if I see anything?
Is there anywhere particular you're looking?
Maybe around the mirror that you described.
Yeah. Okay.
God damn it. 92. I think I might push that roll.
Breaks the mirror if you fail.
I would let you push it for sure.
Okay.
The consequence, I'm not going to share that with you, but I do have something in mind that if you fail.
All right. That's a success. That's a 34 under 55.
Okay. You have moved in. A few of the others are kind of slowly beginning to spread out and move through the house. John is kind of the first to reach the back of that kind of main floor area as Alicia's kind of dipped into the kitchen and some of the others have spread out. You get to the mirror and are kind of looking, you kind of begin almost moving past it before kind of having that moment when you kind of come back and do a double take. The closer you look at it, you realize that it looks like the mirror is actually kind of mounted on the door. You can kind of see just lines running along it. If you're not mistaken, you'd probably guess that there's hinges on the inside. There doesn't seem to be a handle.
So I'll go up to it and I don't know if it's a push or a pull, but there's hinges on it. So I'm going to try to gently, first of all, try to push it in if I can.
Okay, gotcha. And you try that, and just as you're about to do it, you catch a glimpse of your reflection in the mirror, and you can see more adult Bradley staring back at you, smiling, his hair kind of falling over his face. You can see bits of blood kind of scattered on his chin and around his face.
I want to ignore it. It scares me, but I know that so much of this is illusion. I'm just keep trying to push, keep trying to get this door open.
Yeah, it just says, it's good to be reunited, John. And the door clicks open and you feel the thing move forward in your hand. And what you get on the other side of the door, you can see that there are zip ties and cords stapled into the back of this door, holding towels and holding foam padding and all kinds of things. And all around it, even in the wall, you can see similar. It's essentially been soundproofed. And it is you're looking down a set of wooden stairs into a basement.
Hey guys, I found something.
All right, I'm turning and heading towards John's voice. I walked right past that.
Yep.
Maggie's keeping an eye on Mary and just kind of trying to see what's going on, but I don't want to let Mary out of my sight.
I'm gonna probably stay with Elise, and head downstairs or head over to the mirror.
Yeah. How about Melinda?
I'll stay with Maggie.
Okay. Maggie and Melinda will stay with Marie and the others. How about Ray?
Yeah, I was planning to stay and have a conversation with David and keep my dog out of the basement.
Probably a good choice. So Alicia, John, and Eric are headed down the stairs.
And I tell them I saw the evil one again. Be careful.
Yeah.
Okay. The three of you head down the stairs. Ray, who did you say you were having a conversation with?
David.
David.
Oh, okay. What did you want to say to him?
Well, I just want to ask him how long he's been aware of the Horn God, like if that's what he calls it, if he has any idea of what it wants, if it tries to talk to him ever.
That's it, isn't it? The Horn God. God, I had forgotten. It was so long ago. As eventually, it just, I don't know, maybe it was Bradley making me forget it, but I've been so focused on this Moonchild thing, I forgot about that. That was the ritual I did, wasn't
it? I mean, as far as I can tell, that's the whole reason for all of this bullshit. I don't understand what the Moonchild has to do with any of it.
Something I heard, something I just wanted to help everyone, Ray.
Let's not talk about your motives. I just this. Greg read the book and said that this thing wants control over us, so that's what I'm trying to get after. Is if it's what does it want?
And David goes to answer and then falls silent and looks across the room, and you can tell that he's staring at Bridget, kind of wishing that he could get some acknowledgement, and she will absolutely refuse to look his direction at all. Maggie, who were you speaking to? Or who were you? Well, you were kind of watching Marie, and I think Melinda was the same.
Yeah,
and David and all of the people.
Yep,
I just don't want anyone running away. Okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure that David and Mary, especially Mary, because she's if she runs away, then we don't have her for the ritual. So I'm just keeping an eye on that.
And I got my trusty dynamite in my pocket. So
yeah. You see Greg takes a post kind of at the door to just standing with his arm in front of him ready to strike. The three of you headed downstairs here, kind of each step of the stairs creak beneath you before you come to kind of poured cement floored basement. You can see you're in a small hallway. To the right side, there's kind of an open door that never had a door filled in on it. That looks like some kind of just cellar. You can see a couple what looks like boxes of wine and a few other goods kind of scattered around. On the other side, you see a door that appears to be barred. And you can see there is several locking mechanisms built into the wall to hold it locked.
Does it look like something you could open but keep the bars up, or like a jail cell?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
This must be where they kept Bradley.
Or are keeping him? He might be in there right now.
Let's check. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see there is a very grimy window looking into the room set into the door, which through you can't see anything. It appears to be dark in the room within, but yet the three of you are absolutely convinced there's some kind of movement or rustling or something inside the room.
Hello?
Bradley, are you in there? Yeah.
Come join us.
Whose voice is that? Is that Bradley, young Bradley's voice, or old?
It's
Bradley?
older Bradley's voice.
Yeah.
Who's
It's the
us?
evil one.
There's enough for everyone. You hear young Bradley's voice.
I'm scared. I don't like this, Alicia.
I don't think we go in there.
No,
talking together now.
Leave the bars up.
You hear another sound of almost kind of like frantic movement within.
Yeah, I
Sarah,
want to.
Sean, are you in there?
Might be. Okay, I'm scared. His heart is beating a million miles a minute, but he's gonna like move around and look and go into the area.
You're gonna open the door?
Yeah, he's gonna open it. I'm scared though.
What if our whole I stopped John before he does it. I'm like, what if the whole point was for us to come here and let him out?
I think Sarah may be in there and Sean. I think we may need to rescue them. I don't know.
I think it might be a trick to get us to open up this door. Did you ever see the Twilight Zone with the devil locked in the?
No, I never saw that one.
There's a single light bulb hole kind of hanging from a cord above you, and it kind of flickers for a second as you guys stand there. You hear the sound of people moving and talking upstairs, just kind of shift around a little bit.
Let's get the others.
Yeah, so Marie, if there was something evil in here, Marie would have let it out. I think they got somebody imprisoned here. I'm gonna open up the door. I'm gonna try to get the light as good as I can in here and look in and see what I see.
Yeah. You open the door to see a surprisingly large room. It is a good kind of half section of the basement overall. You can see there is kind of debris and detritus spread across the corners of the room. It's dark. You can't make out much, but you can see at a table in the center of the room, there are three figures seated, one at the far end of it, being Bradley. The two others kind of closer to where you are, you see the shapes of Sean and Sarah slumped at chairs at the table. Sarah looks not herself. She's kind of, her hands kind of hang at her side. Sean is frantically squirming in his chair and trying to fight. You can see that they both appear to be tied into their chairs.
Yes.
There are plates in front of them on the table where you can see there has been something that's been served or put in front of them on a plate.
I'm going to go first to Sean because that's where my empathy will go first to the child, and I'm going to start untying him.
You step in. What are Eric and Alicia doing?
I'm tempted to help John with the knife and just cut. How thick are the ropes?
I have a knife as well.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to stand back and
They
stand
don't look
guard.
Okay, yep. And Alicia?
I'm standing back towards the door so that I can slam it shut if Bradley starts heading for the door.
Okay. From your standpoint, then I'm going to exclude you from a spot hidden here that I'm going to give to John and Eric.
Okay. That is a success of 30 under 55.
I got a hard. I think a hard success. Let me double check. Yeah, 14 under 35.
I could get a hard if I wanted to spend 3 luck, but I probably won't though.
Yeah. I'd say there'd be something in it for you if you do.
All right, it's only 3 luck. I'll spend it. So
Yeah?
we both got hards then.
So the regular pass was to avoid tripping over the body in your path. And you can see there lies on the ground what looks like maybe a week-old corpse. It's an older man. You'd guess from the state of his clothes that remain, they've been somewhat torn and tattered, but you'd be tempted to guess that he might be Keith Baxter.
Keith Baxter. Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
What you notice on the hard success is that on Sarah's arms, you can see not just she's wearing a tank top and pants, and you can see her full arms and the upper part kind of her chest is clearly exposed. You can see the scar on her hand reaches up her arm and stretches to her chest.
Grab Sean. Let's go.
As the two of you notice that and turn back to Sean to try to escape him, you hear Child Bradley give a menacing laugh and say, "Took you long enough to get here. Now, Eric, if you'd be willing to stay for a while, the two of us could finally have a talk about what's been bothering your tum-tum."
Oh, I think I know what's been bothering me. Don't need you to explain it. Piece of shit.
Oh, come now. I could make it all go away. You could be free of it. Let's try. And I'll have you make a power roll.
And he's stepping back because that's a regular success.
Okay. Bradley rolled a 23 as a hard success for him. And you feel something almost leaching from your body as he says this. And it's suddenly you hear his voice reverberating in your head and feel like you've been kind of brought closer to him in some way. Looking down, you see your arm where your scar in your hand is slowly spreading up your forearm.
No.
Got a butcher knife.
Yeah. Is there anything I can do?
You can make a sound roll.
Yeah.
I think I need to make a sand roll too.
Sure, yeah.
That's a failure.
I passed my sanity, actually.
Nice, good job, John. I was nervous about that, but yeah, take a D6, Eric, as you see this happening.
I guess I was kind of expecting this.
Only one.
Only one, nicely done. And you're able to release Sean, and he just kind of almost crumples in your hands. What's he do to my mom?
She's very sick. We're going to try to do what we can for her, but there's not much time. Come with us, Sean. And I take Sean away from the table as soon as I get him loose, and I take him over to Alicia.
Yep, you get him up, and Bradley continues on. Let them go, Eric. You and I have things to talk about. Talk about the numbers. Talk about what puts this all together. You're the accountant, right? We can make this all work.
Well, I guess I do work for people. And if I'm, just to be clear, am I possessed?
You are not yet.
I take Sean upstairs.
I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna look the Bradley thing in the eyes. The thing that, it has caused so much wrong in my life. And kind of in this moment of desperation, I'm gonna plunge that knife into my arm right above the scar.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm gonna tell it, fuck you, you demon piece of shit. You have caused everything wrong in my life, the past. I thought Ellen was my fault. Ellen was your fault, you piece of shit. And I'm gonna just stab into my arm. And this might be suicide, but it's, I'm not going to get possessed and kill my friends.
Are you going to sever your arm?
I mean, yes, I'm going to do as much damage as I can with a kitchen knife.
Ooh, okay. Give me a second here.
What's your able to do it? 1d4 plus 2 plus damage bonus.
Yeah, I'll take 8 swings. No, I'm joking. Give me a sanity roll to see if you can force yourself to do this.
That's an 8, so that is still an extreme.
A sharp knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is terrifying, but you plunge the knife in, and give me a roll.
Strength, just to try to break the bone, brawl.
Yeah. Like you'll hit automatically for sure, but give me a damage roll. I think it'll be just D4 plus damage bonus.
Okay. Let me get that out.
D4 plus 2 plus damage bonus.
That's a 4 plus 2. I don't have a damage bonus, so 6 damage total.
It's a major wound. I don't know what your hits are.
Yeah, that's a major wound. That's more than half.
Yeah, in that case, it'll be a con check to see if you can maintain consciousness.
That's a failure.
Stop the bleeding.
And you slam the knife in, slam it in again, and then look down and see the blood gushing out of your arm and slowly slide down to the floor.
And when John sees this,
you can hear Bradley clapping his hands and laughing in glee.
John's going to go to Eric, and he's going to, being the nurse, and that's his friend, he's going to apply treatment. He's going to try to
stop the bleeding.
Stop the bleeding. Exactly right. To try to save his life if he can.
You can tell that the arm is not completely severed. It looks like Eric's done some grievous harm to himself, but the arm lingers. And as you go to begin assessing how to best take care of Eric, Bradley says to you, and what about you? We could help you face some of your demons too, John. Wouldn't it be easier just knowing that I was helping you through things? Wouldn't it be easier knowing that sometimes when you had to do the ugly stuff, that you could just know that it was Bradley helping you out and getting you through the hard stuff?
The hard stuff is because of you. Eric was right. I was thinking the same thing. Eric and I are so similar. We blamed ourselves for years and years and years, but it wasn't our fault what happened, our addiction. That was you. You caused this. It's your fault, not my fault. Why do I want anything to do with you? By the end of this night, you're going to be banished, and we won't see any more of you again.
Roll a power check.
Okay, so that is a 54 over 45. I guess I'll spend 9 points of luck to pass that.
Okay, and then you just only got a regular, so yes, you are able. And for a second, you feel it taking you and Bradley pushing past your defenses in your mind, but you are able to regain control and force them out. but you do feel like you need to get Eric and get out of here.
Yeah, maybe before I apply first aid, I just kind of like I pick up Eric and I carry him out of this room up the stairs, and then once I get him upstairs, then I apply the first aid to him because I want to get far away from here, or just get out of this room.
Roll dodge, or if you'd like to. Okay, as
Dodge?
yes.
That's a pass. That's an 11. That's a hard success.
As you pull back, you see just a second sense or something like that tells you at the last second as Sarah comes at you with a knife pulled from the table. And you dodge out of the way of her swing. She seems possessed and animalistic, and Bradley cackles at the end of the table as she turns to face you. There is no trace of the woman you met at the cafe yesterday.
Okay. I'm gonna put down Eric and I'm gonna scream for help. So I'm gonna say, "Help! Upstairs, somebody help!" And I pull my knife out.
Maggie's gonna that's it. She's gonna run down there first thing. She loves to run into danger, so
We go into combat.
No, I think not. As Maggie comes in, Bradley calls out to her as well and says, "Would you like to speak to your mother again?"
my mother's dead. She can't speak to me anymore.
But perhaps I could give you whatever it is you seek from her yet.
I don't want anything from her, and I certainly don't want anything from you.
Roll power.
That is a 36 under 40.
Yeah, and you are able to resist him. You see Bradley stand up, and suddenly you see just a roughly 9-year-old kid stand up. He looks malnourished. His teeth stick out of his mouth at odd angles. His face kind of hangs at an odd angle, and he slams a hand down on a table and says, "You are my playthings."
Bradley, if you're in there, we're going to get you out of this. We got a way to do it.
I am Bradley.
No, you're not.
And it seems to be trying to work itself up to do something again as Sarah takes another lunge at John.
So
She misses. Nowhere close
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to do something, John.
Yeah. So I pass the dodge roll again. I'm gonna stab her with my knife.
Okay.
I'm going to go down as well, but first I will check with Ray and Greg to make sure that they're in control of the situation that's happening.
Is Sean still in this room?
Sean,
No, I brought
with Alicia at the door.
Oh, that's right.
I brought them up just before
Okay,
you
good.
went down.
Yeah, maybe they're just getting to the top of the stairs now.
I failed my attack.
Yeah.
You failed an attack?
Failed, yeah.
Okay, yep.
So I just like swing a knife right back at her. I pull out my pocket knife and I just like swing it at her.
Wide swing
I missed,
is enough to back her off a bit. Melinda, you were about to speak.
Yeah, I'm going down. I'll go past Alicia, but as I want to make sure that the uncertain situation at the top ground floor level is under control. That Ray and Greg are sort of managing things, so we're not going to see David or any of these other sort of flaky folk run away, because we need to manage there. But assuming that they are, after a quick scan, quicker than it takes to say, I'm going to go past Alicia and go down the stairs, pulling out my trusty bear mace.
Ooh,
And anybody that goes downstairs is going to see Eric's bloody, unconscious body on the ground.
Yep.
And he needs first aid fast from somebody. But
Is there light in there? Because
Not much.
Or are you using to? Okay, well, I mean, I have. Okay,
A hand
I have
grabs, a hand grabs your ankle.
my phone light.
Okay. You feel the grasp of fingers around your ankle, Melinda, and looking down, you see a wounded man lying at your feet. It's Tyler, right in the doorway.
No, it isn't. Bullshit.
Melinda, maybe
Bullshit.
maybe you can help me.
I
You
shake
can
it.
fix me.
I shake her off,
Okay.
and I'm ignoring all of this. I'm thinking, be gone defilement. I'm thinking the pure thoughts all the pure thoughts that I can, that I've been taught in the Buddhist program, and I'm thinking about the love that my grandmother showed me, and the lessons that she showed me in how to live in a pure and clean way, without defilement.
Back when you were at the coffee shop and you first looked at the poster of the missing person and saw David on it, later when you looked at it, you saw a different man, and you realize now that that is the man at your feet. He's not grasping your ankle. You just nearly tripped on him as you came in.
Right.
Your group, what you do see in the room is a strange, misshapen child cackling at the end, exchanging insults with Maggie, as John struggles to pull Eric's body away from the table.
Okay. John is with Eric's body. So I'm going to go along to the cackling child.
I'm going to yell. I'm going to yell to Melinda. I'm going to say, "Be careful of Sarah. She has a knife. She's dangerous."
Okay,
I'm going to warn Melinda about that.
Who's nearest me? I mean, if Sarah is near
Definitely
to me,
Sarah.
then I will.
Yep.
I will mace her.
Okay, yes. Give me a general brawl roll.
I'm not famously good. Oh yes, it's not very good, but anyway, what have we got there? Oh, 5.
Bear Mace wins again.
So that I'm only 25, so that is actually extreme success.
Yeah, and she coughs and claws at her eyes, and you see her seem to snap out of it. And she, what's going on? Where's Sean?
Sean's upstairs. And now we have Bradley, tackling Bradley.
Sarah runs past you and out the door and up the stairs.
Yeah, and I'm carrying Eric up the stairs too, finally, now that nobody with a knife is after me. And I want to treat Eric as soon as I get a chance.
All right, well, I'll go with you then. I don't want to be alone with a demonic figure. That is not my cup of tea. I'll help you with get Eric.
Help me carry Eric up the stairs.
Yeah.
Maggie's gonna help as well. There's no point in being in here anymore now that Sarah's free.
You'll never be free of me.
Sarah can't be free. Her scar went all the way to her heart. It's a trick.
I'm not getting involved in any discussions with with things like this.
I want to do first aid on Eric.
Yeah, you come back up to the stairs and put his body down in the living room. You can see that the scar has just extended probably about halfway up his forearm. It's not nearly as advanced as Sarah's. And
oh shit, that's terrible. Can I roll first aid though to see what I can do? That's a regular pass. That's a 72. So
you're able to stop the bleeding. He's unconscious.
So he can regain one. He can regain 1 hit point.
Yeah,
and you can stop the
first
bleeding.
aid. Yeah.
I think that we're shit out of luck as far as our original plan. I don't know that you can fight against Bradley as long as you have the mark. I'm going to take a shoelace and tie it around my wrist tightly and prepare to grab the cleaver in the kitchen and chop my own hand off. And then maybe I can fight the thing because it won't be able to control me.
Well,
you also won't
Alicia,
be able to
hold
see
on.
it anymore.
I understand what you're going with, but you can only interact with it. I mean, okay, so what's been on my mind is it seems like all of you guys have these like terrible skeletons in your closet talking about how this thing ruined your life, and I've just been reflecting on how fucking boring and mundane I am. Like, if we're gonna try to talk to this thing, I could just go down there. It can't blackmail me or anything. It might kill me, but I
I
don't know.
I think we should get in the cars. We're not too far from the college or the woods by the college. We need to go back to the site of the original ritual and just we got to finish this thing off.
Yeah.
Sure.
But how? Eric is unconscious and Sarah's insane.
Well, he's
All we have to
bleeding.
do is use their blood.
Yeah, we'll get his arm
You
on
don't
that
have to be
thing,
conscious.
his
Yep.
hand or whatever.
Sarah's holding Sean right now at the top of the stairs, and she seems to be confused and bewildered by it. Marie is looking less confident than she was originally, and looks at it and but why? Greg says, if you guys are ready to go, let's get out to the vehicles and drive.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Come on, Marie. Come on.
This is bullshit, you know. This isn't going to work. God, I've invested so many years and time in this, talking to that little shit, trying to get anything out of him.
It's our only chance. If it doesn't work, we all cut our hands off. That's the only other choice. Or we end up like Stacy and Nathan.
We'll cut ahead now to outside town, out in the forest, as your group is in a place that you haven't been for some time. It is the campsite that you originally went to all those years ago. And the skull you've placed in the middle of a fire pit in the center of the thing. And David looks at you and kind of steels himself and cuts his hand again and lets it drip onto the skull and steps away. Greg and maybe some of you move Marie towards it and have to end up forcing her to do it. And in the end, Sarah is willing enough to go through it, and you can see her pleading and looking at Sarah and Angelica, who rush to her and kind of hold her after she does it. And soon it's the six of your turn. Eric, you are conscious now, but feeling incredibly weak.
Eric feels weak, but some part of him is relieved that he isn't possessed. He sees his friends and realizes.
We're taking you to the hospital as soon as this is over, Eric. We're going to get you some proper treatment.
I didn't do anything, did I? I didn't attack you.
No,
No.
you saved yourself, I think. All right, let's go.
Okay. Alicia, what do you think about as you bleed onto the skull?
I just want this to be over for my friends and for me. And I think about Eric, because regardless of the lies I've told myself and my husband, I've kind of had a thing for Eric all this time.
And do you think now that David or Bradley or any of this ever had anything to do with Gary's death?
I don't know. I have no way of knowing that.
He was not part of the group. He never had the scar.
No.
You're
And misfortune happens to everyone. So I'm not sure that I would believe that. But if it did, I'd kind of like to drive it back to wherever it came from. So,
yeah, fair enough. And your blood drips onto the skull.
and I do think that it was our fault. We agreed to participate in this ritual in the beginning.
Caught up in David's charisma and bullshit and lies, and he found the right group of people with all their own little problems to prey upon and to drag into this. We'll switch over to Melinda. What are you thinking about as you step forward and take the blade?
Thinking I was such a child emotionally and very needy and codependent and thought that I could take care of people like this. And there's been a lot of change I'm not the person that I was when I stood in this glade. I'm conscious of that as I come back and see these trees in the hollow. But still, this must be cleaned up. I need to clear up the wreckage of the past, and this is part of it. I also look beside me to the sort of petrol can that I brought with me so that we can burn this skull afterwards efficiently. For the moment, that is sealed, but in the meantime, a little more blood. And so with praying and feeling close to my grandmother as I do this, because I believe it's the right thing, to be the right thing, I allow some blood to fall on this.
Nice. We'll move to Maggie, perhaps.
There's Maggie's sliding a knife down her hand, which she had once done before. She's thinking about all her friends and how she wants them to be okay. And she's thinking, and finally it's sinking in that, yeah, they had really low points in their lives, and then they all turned around. And she was trying to think, well, I've never done drugs. I'm a successful businesswoman. And then she realizes, like, her freedom was when that thing probably killed her mother with cancer. And it was when my mother died that I was really free. And that's when things got better for me. And she's thinking how horrible she is and how selfish, and she doesn't care what happens at this point. She just wants to make sure that her friends are okay. And she doesn't want to think about herself anymore. And so she cuts herself maybe a little deeper than she has to. And she puts her hand on the skull and bleeds on it.
Nice. We'll cut over to Ray next.
Ray's probably a little bit angrier than the rest of the group, staring at David, shaking his hand. Doesn't even look at himself while he cuts it and does it, and says, I can't help but notice that no part of the instruction said we had to be naked.
David admits that was maybe a little flair he added, but and then knife passes to Eric.
Well, Eric probably needs some help cutting his hand because there's already enough blood he lost.
He just has to dribble on it. Right?
Yeah,
I
fair
just
enough.
need to squeeze it and then
Rigs his arm out. Eric probably still blames himself for what happened to Ellen. And, what he did to Ellen, because that was his fault. He didn't have to get her hooked on drugs because he could have just, let her go or, actually done something to stay with her, convince her to stay with him. But he instead, got her hooked on drugs, so she was dependent on him. But he kind of thinks to, Lisa and how, he's always liked Alicia, and at least, cancer may still kill him. For all he knows, he may still get killed from this, but he at least has someone to spend time with. Okay. And so he cuts his hand or wrings out the blood and
drips a little more on it. Yeah.
He'll still blame himself for everything he's done, but part of it, is the influence of something else.
Yeah. And John.
John is exhausted. He's terrified. He's paranoid. He doesn't know if this is going to work. He probably thinks there's this thing's got a 50-50 shot of working. He wonders if this entity, what it's up to. But he hates the horn god, and he just wants to banish it. And so he doesn't hesitate. He cuts his hand, probably like Maggie, maybe a little deeper than he needs to. And then he just puts as much blood on it as he can.
We'll close the scene as someone lights the match and the petrol is poured over it, and the skull ignites, and we'll flash forward 6 months later to then, when Alicia is standing looking down at a coffin. There is a room full of mourners all around, and you stand in front of this coffin and know that most of your friends are here gathered around. And as you go and look at it, you see the picture of the deceased at his best, vibrant young man in the photograph there. And below it, you can read the words "in loving memory of Michael Barber." And after you say what you have to say, you turn and you can see Eric sitting in one of the chairs behind you. And I'll have Alicia and Eric tell us quickly about your lives after this is all ended and you've moved on.
Well, did Eric's cancer go into remission?
Yeah. Have you been in treatment?
Well, the doctor said they would cut me open and find out. I don't know if that's happened quite yet, but I've
The
still
signs
been
are
in
good.
treatment. Yeah,
it's up to you guys. Yeah.
I'm still in treatment. I'm working. Signs are good, but it's not something that happens perfectly right away. It doesn't feel magical. It just feels like reality. So,
But I've probably moved in to help take care of you in your rehabilitation, and we saved your arm.
Yeah. You got a new scar, a different scar, but strangely enough, the old scar is gone. All of your scars are gone.
and life goes on. And I think, our life together is good.
And
Hey,
nothing bad ever happens to us ever. No.
ever again. Yes. Okay. How about Ray?
Well, even while cutting his hand and doing that ritual, yeah, his mind still just landed on it's all bullshit. He would much rather believe that he was crazy than any of that was real. He went back to his job doing IT and being way too alone all the time and having almost no social interaction until some other crazy adventure happens.
Yeah, Bowser gives a little yip, and
Hmm.
you keep typing at one of your stories as.
He's a good boy.
How about John, perhaps?
Sadly, John ended up with indefinite insanity, so he resigned as his job as a nurse from the hospital, and he checked himself in to the psychiatric ward as a patient. And unfortunately, he had to stay there for a number of months, getting treatment. But um, But fortunately, he was finally able to get the treatment he needed and kind of remove that indefinite insanity just in time for the funeral, for Michael's funeral. So he comes out, walks to the funeral, sees Alicia, Maggie, Melinda, Eric, Ray, his friends, and he breathes in the outdoor air and he feels the best that he's felt in a while, although he doesn't really know what his future holds and what his career holds at this point.
You see Greg off to the side at the funeral, is obviously working at it as helping out, but also interested in the ongoings, and he gives John a nod. We'll move over to Melinda or Maggie, whoever wants to go.
Hi. Melinda's been spending a fair amount of time visiting John over the last few months in the hospital, and as friends, they've got closer with one another. And it's been a chance for her to reflect and to talk through some of the things that have been happening to her and to think about her own priorities. And while she's grateful for the career of journalism that has, kept her fed and watered for all these years, she thinks maybe she has some more serious things to say. And there's all this technology which is around today, which will allow her to start podcasting or YouTubing or whatever, and to talk about spirituality and mental health and how to live well. And so that's what she wants to do. Back home, she's sort of doing. She's growing vegetables in her garden. She finds a lot of satisfaction from and fulfillment from having a little garden there. And I don't think she's quite ready to have someone in her life with her yet, but she thinks it won't. That's certainly possible. Give it another year or so.
Nice. And finally, we'll move the camera over to Maggie.
Maggie's pretty much spent the last 6 months helping Sarah get the help she needs and helping, her son Sean. And she's standing right now next to her newest employee, Angelica, who works at the bookstore now. And she's just so thankful that Eric seems to be doing well, and that we got through this, that her friends seem to be getting the lives that they deserve, that they truly deserve for the good people they are. And she still hasn't sold Zoltar yet, though. It's still
He's on the chopping block. And I think with that, we'll bring the Moonchild to a close. Thank you so much, everyone. That was wonderful.
No. A couple of questions.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So, what about Sarah? Was Sarah already gone?
So Sarah got towards the end there. Yes, Sarah got summoned over to Marie's place, whether it was by Marie directly or just Bradley reaching out to her. He pulled her there and continued. So essentially, the way this one works is that once Bradley's in close, Bradley's whole goal was to get everyone to come close to him, so that once you were within range of him, he could begin trying to exert his will and send that scar slowly up to your heart. Several of the NPCs did have reached that point. Stacy had that, Nathan had it, Marie and David did. Due to Sarah having been there by the end of it, yeah, she did as well. All the phenomena that was happening, everything that Bradley was able to do through his powers, he had his own kind of set of magic points. And then he could also leech them from each of the people who the scar reached their heart. Once he drained them of their daily amount of magic points, he was draining their hit points. And that is how Stacy and Nathan both ended up dying in the scenario, is because all the things all of the exertion Bradley was putting into being aware of where everyone was at, being able to create all these different things in each of your minds was basically draining his servants to nothing. For the most part, his motivation was he was getting bored of them. He wanted new people to play with. And in fact, it was the opposite, is that the Moonchild being born was, in a way, yes, it was the moment when the malevolent force stopped being able to fuck with your lives. And rather it was contained inside the baby or inside the body of the baby. And slowly, as Bradley got older, he slowly began to reach out and grab his powers back and come into his own as the malevolent entity now within a body. There unfortunately was never any celestial or positive influence inside of Bradley. He was evil right from the get-go and was trying everything he could to manipulate you guys and figure things out, which you figured out very quickly and often chose a lot of routes that led you to less pain in the long run than it could have. Go ahead.
Who was Keith Baxter in all this?
Yes, so Keith Baxter was actually just a homeless person who Nathan kidnapped, and they took to. He essentially got fed. He was food. Yes, he essentially just got kidnapped and was another plaything for Bradley at the request, and they figured that they could get him and no one would notice, and Bradley's whole thing was trying to constantly just push Marie and Nathan to do increasingly bad things, but try to stay under. If they got arrested or taken away from him, then he couldn't use it. If they were in jail, they couldn't serve him anymore. So yeah, he tried to and yeah, maybe he did have a little bit of a resemblance to David that made it fun too, is that essentially Bradley was jerking Marie and Nathan and David and Sarah around and Stacy around for much longer than he was you guys, is that Nathan was losing it and beginning to crack, and they were all kind of starting to fail at their lives and things were falling apart. Nathan's vices were catching up to him. The cops were slowly going to eventually close in around him. And so Bradley needed to find new caretakers. So that's why he kind of had this, as Sarah and Stacy connected, he was now riding on Sarah to bring you all into it. And everything about David taking Sean away was a complete lie. Was nothing that happened. And don't get me wrong, David is undefendable. He's a piece of shit.
He's a womanizer.
Yeah, that's the nicest thing you could say.
But he's not necessarily like an evil, like cult worshiper or something like that. You know,
I mean,
so the evil entity was the Hornman version of Nyarlathotep. Is that right?
It doesn't specify that. It actually just calls it the Horned God and never goes into it. Is there? I wondered that as well, or if there was any links to anything else. And Sawyer just wrote in the chat is that you were all the cultists at some point. Essentially, you guys were the bad guys in the story in a way at that point when you were young, and
it was our fault
that David had already sought out this entity, and it had already gifted him with things, the charisma and the abilities that would pull other people into this. And he just found a group of people who were a little bit broken or a little bit off, and each had the kind of some of their own problems, and brought you into the fold.
So what happened to Bradley when we did the ritual?
So once you did the ritual, Bradley the malevolent force was no longer needed in this world, and he essentially dissipated into nothing, and was released from Earth.
So no little boy Bradley was left behind.
No little boy Bradley. There was nothing left.
Yeah. It was pure evil.
Yeah.
And then Michael died. How did Michael die?
So one of Bradley's powers is regeneration, and that he could maintain his form forever, so that any of the time that he could essentially possess any of the kids at any time. So all the time he spent inside Michael, controlling Michael, he was healing Michael's cancer. He didn't necessarily make the cancer go away, just kept holding back the effects of it and pushing it back and pushing it back.
I was like, that's why I asked Greg, because I thought like maybe, Michael was just being tricked into his cancer being healed, but like I didn't really suspect he was getting regenerated. I just thought, Michael was going to die from cancer.
So Sean and Angelica probably had some psych problems, but they recovered. Did David and Marie recover with psych problems?
I would guess that their scars probably went away. How they repair the rest of their lives is probably something we didn't get into, but who knows? But
when Bridget gets an immediate divorce.
Yeah, exactly.
Why was David hospitalized after the ritual?
Because the ritual failed. In a way, he failed to exert his control over it, and rather the thing was already beginning to control him. He had a deep narcissistic streak that was damaged from the beginning, and was trying to constantly assert himself through all his actions, and Bradley kind of just helped it reach a point where finally he went in, and it was likely at that point that the malevolent spirit was still figuring itself out, what was going on and what it could do and what it couldn't do.
So the malevolent spirit, it was his idea to become a Moonchild. And what was its intent there?
Well, okay, so the question there is, and that's not totally clear, but my take on it is that it might not have been its intent. Rather that David thought that he moved on to that as the next possible path to grasping at power, finally succeeded in having a Moonchild, and rather than pulling in a celestial entity into the body, he got the malevolent force that was hanging around, as the kind of Moonchild ritual thing that Alicia found kind of says, is that it is, sure, you might pull an angel, but if this spirit is nearby, he ended up giving the thing a body, essentially accidentally. I'm not sure whether it was Bradley's goal or not, but I think as Bradley was coming into his power more and more, he probably was enjoying it, and he was certainly wanted to play on being an imprisoned child, to play on your sympathies.
If you want
talking about the Horn God. Oh, sorry. We've been talking about the Horn God as the guy who was as the thing that was summoned, but in fact, was the Horn God some other kind of entity, and what came in was some kind of a servitor for the Horn God? If I'm remembering what you said.
Yeah, I guess. I keep calling it the Horn God itself, but no, it was a servitor of.
On the audio
Yeah.
tape, we couldn't quite hear what those names were when it was talking about like what were the gods that it was talking about.
Yeah, it was whatever eclectic tomes or whatever that Nathan and Marie were trying to get translated by it. Again, it was just them continuing to seek power and looking for it. And so it was stuff I made up essentially.
Stuff you made up.
If you put it fully into, let's say, Lovecraftian lore, then there are no gods, there are no angels or demons, and it would make sense that it was Nyarlathotep because he watched what these idiots were doing and thought, what an opportunity to spread chaos. And he just stepped in for the various entities.
Yeah, quite
He likes
possible.
to make deals. He likes to make people sacrifice for him.
Yeah.
And then he gives you what you want, but he puts an evil twist on it.
Yeah.
David bought the
not an
original
asshole.
book from Lester Goodman, so I mean.
Oh, there you go. All right, folks, let's go ahead and finish up. We can talk more after. Our players included Sawyer Hill, Andrew Buchanan, Joe Bardellas, Kaylin McDowell, and Justin Baumgardner with myself, and Mike Mason, Mike McCann as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.